This braid uses 8 bobbins, and I'm using 6 strands of cotton embroidery floss wound onto each. I secure with a flipped loop, which will hold it, but is still easy enough to pull out when I need more length. Now they're ready to be laid out onto the marudai. Since I don't yet have my proper weighted bobbins, I'm setting the strands a little sloppier than I normally would, but it'll work. I start gathering the ends and tie a knot. I then insert a short dowel between the strands and above the knot. This goes into the center of the marudai to hold the strands while getting set up. Once the bobbins are in place, I add a weight equal to the bobbins to keep the tension. These filled spools I'm using as bobbins aren't quite heavy enough, so this weighted pouch is just enough to counterweight them. The braid will likely end up a bit loose though. Some patterns reference the poles, north, south, east, and west to show the bobbin positions. And for this braid, 2 strands are going to be grouped at each of the 4 poles or points on the marudai. This pattern has a set of 4 steps: 2 move in a clockwise motion and then 2 move in a counterclockwise motion. I'm taking the north-south strands and moving them clockwise to the center of the east-west section, and then taking the strands from east-west and again clockwise, moving them to north-south, and then taking the other north-south strands, moving them counterclockwise this time to the east-west side, and then taking the east-west strands as shown back to the north-south positions. It's important to keep your hands grabbing the same strands for each set, so your right hand is always going to be grabbing particular strands, as you can see in this video, and then the left hand will always be grabbing the same strands. So your hands will never get crossed over each other. They're always going to be moving in a very fluid way, and the next strands you'll be picking up are going to be easier to grab with those fingers. Periodically as you go through, usually after you've completed each set or sometimes in between the middle of the sets, you might have to readjust these strands, especially on the east-west or left-right sides, just to make sure that there's plenty of room for you to move the north-south strands into the center. Sometimes the strands get pulled or the bobbins get caught, and so they can kind of close up a little bit. But you just want to make sure there's plenty of room for you to get your strands in position without them crossing in a way that you do not want them to. I'm going to speed up the video here just so we can move along a little faster, but while you're learning how to do this, take your time. It's not a race. It takes a lot of practice to get the rhythm down, but I find that once I get that rhythm, it's very comfortable and I really enjoy it. Hold the end securely while I'm removing the work from the marudai, and then I can take the dowel out from it. Like I thought, it's a little bit loose, but I like it, and overall I'm pretty pleased with how it came out. And here I'm taking one of the strands and wrapping it a few times around the end, and I will knot it securely to keep it from unbraiding. And then I can cut off the excess threads. I think it's going to make a really nice bracelet. I'll be making another video showing how I finish it off. Thanks for watching.